Good evening and welcome to Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign. These are the Untold Tales of Drakkenheim, and I am Dungeon Master Monty Martin.
I'm Kelly McLaughlin playing Mara Sturmer, the human zealot barbarian. And we are joined today by our good friends
Jill Denitis playing Sylvie Roseshot, the human cleric of the light.
And Joe O'Gorman playing Nathaniel Flint, the divine sorcerer.
Thank you all for joining us once again. If you are just tuning in for the very first time, welcome. We are the Dungeon Dudes, and Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for players and guides for dungeon masters. You can check us out at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
Yeah, wow, that was weird. I have a very old script here, apparently. Wow. What is this that I have in front of me? What's next? Line.
I can go.
Line.
Of course, don't forget to take a look at the links below for our Teespring store where you can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dude shirts, including some classics like Troll Killer and Yes, but also the ones from our Shadows of Drakkenheim campaign. Click the link or check out bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
It's my first day on the stream, so I apologize. You can also join us Tuesday nights when we record the campaign live on Twitch. Check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. And you can watch all the previous episodes of our show on YouTube as well.
Fantastic. So these are the Untold Tales of Drakkenheim. If you are just tuning in with us for the first time or haven't followed up on what we do on the Untold Tales, because of the current global situation, we are not able to play together in person. And so we are playing online. Since we don't have a lot of experience playing online together D&D, let alone streaming D&D online, while we're playing online simultaneously, we have been doing a couple practice games to get used to it, to still keep playing D&D in these times as well, and exploring some more side stories in the world of Drakkenheim. So this series has followed the various factions of Drakkenheim, including one detour to our characters from Shadows of Drakkenheim, the Amethyst Academy, the Queen's Men, then our detour back to the Shadows of Drakkenheim, and now the Followers of the Falling Fire. If you have not watched Season 1 of our livestream campaign, Dungeons of Drakkenheim, you may be in for a few spoilers in tonight's stream, although the spoilers will be overall minor because what we're focusing on actually is an element of the campaign world and one of the factions that really was never explored in the main campaign, and it could have been explored pretty early, but the players took it in a different direction that just didn't make this come up too much. That said, if you are still following along with Dungeons of Drakkenheim, I would probably consider that you might know a little bit more if you haven't gotten as far as about episode 30 or so, I think. No, we won't really cover any other major spoilers in the plot. It's just that certain locations that were not explored in the campaign till around the I think maybe episode 22 or 23, are going to be featured rather prominently this evening in a way that they were never before seen in the campaign at all. So if you are worried about spoilers of some certain locations that we haven't been to before in the main campaign, you're in for a treat this evening, or you might be spoiling yourself, depending on your way of looking at those things. So that is this evening. Tonight, as well, this evening we are playing 8th level characters. that we've all created for the followers of the Falling Fire. And we are going to be playing using Roll20 as well. Just a heads up, we can always run into technical glitches or any flubs along with this process. So we're doing our best to keep on top of it all, but please let us know if you have any feedback or suggestions. This is not an endorsement of Roll20. There's many different great virtual tabletops out there that you can try out. We're just using this one because it's what we're familiar with so far. And so that you all know for ground rules as well, while we are using Roll20 as a virtual tabletop, we continue to roll physical dice, and we are tracking our character sheets using D&D Beyond. So we're really just using Roll20 as a virtual tabletop. If you're wondering, why you're not seeing the dice rolls or what's going on, we all trust each other and we love rolling dice. So those are a little bit of our ground rules for how we run our Untold Tales of Drakkenheim. And I think with that, we shall dive in. Are the three of you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The south side of Drakkenheim. The roads along Champion's Way that lead into the forlorn and ruined south ward of Drakkenheim. Parts of the city where the buildings are blasted from the proximity to the fallen meteor that struck the city. Even the great walls of the city of Drakkenheim here are fallen in places from the tremendous impact that ravaged the city. This was the place where it all began, a scar and a wound upon the earth, where the eldritch flames that consumed the city of Drakkenheim spewed forth that fateful night. It has now been some time since the mists receded, the haze still laying thick over the city, but close enough for those first wanderers to come close and see what had happened here. Few have dared to even come this far, only the greedy and the faithful. For Champion's Way is now known as a path of pilgrims, a constant stream of wanderers, the desperate, the hopeful, the faithful, the fallen, the wretched, and the righteous. From all far reaches of the continent they come, from Caspia, Illyria, all the reaches of Westamar, even distant Sky, the distant lands of Baal Terath and Arcosia, they travel, all from every walk of life, to hear the testament of the falling fire from the lips of Lucretia Matthias, and to take the pilgrimage of the falling fire. That great promise of a new time, a new age, a new dawn, when the light of the sacred fire is truly ignited in the hearts of all who hear it. When the falseness of the Church of the Sacred Fire of Illyria, which has for so long been ruled by the tyranny of the apostates, of the heresy of the Hierophant and the Hierarch, those who know the true way of the sacred fire, that of the testament of the falling fire, sung from the lips of the faithful that cannot be quenched. It is a fire that burns, and through all the horror and madness of the cursed city of Drakkenheim, the great darkness of this place, the true light rings out. And just as the first paladin was guided through night and darkness by the horrors that assailed her, these brave pilgrims follow a falling star just as that first paladin did, there to find their truth, to find the flame that burns, and to be the light in this world through to the next. It is here on these shattered walls of Champion's Gate, by the ruins of the Abbey of St. Selena, that a throng of pilgrims has gathered for their last journey, the final arm of their pilgrimage. Long have they traveled across the reaches of the globe to this place, many of them bearing the bones of their fallen friends and family members, those who traveled through distant lands, and others who would waylay them and kill them on their way, to lay them to rest here at this final place along the crater's edge. Here upon the burbling moat of St. Selena's Abbey are gathered 15 souls, with the blessing of Lucretia Matthias still ringing true. They are gathered here to set out through the haze into the depths of the South Ward to the crater's edge. Foremost amongst them is one who has already walked this pilgrimage, a shard burning brightly in his chest. Nathaniel Flint, tell us about yourself.
So Nathaniel Flint is a stocky and traveled man with curly brown hair and a glowing shard radiating from his chest. He carries a staff with what appears to be delirium embedded in the top, and he is dressed in very simple attire, that of the followers of the Falling Fire. However, he has these distinct red, almost like a slippery, kind of almost plasticky boots made of some kind of sea animal, maybe whale, and they're bright red and they shine, allowing him all-terrain access to deliver the disciples of Lucretia Matthias into the depths of the crater from which our great charcoal of the heavens has landed.
And what do you say to the assembled throng before you?
Well, have we got a bunch of eager beavers? Here we go. I am so excited. All you little flames are going to love what I've got coming for you. I see what a range. We've got some big, some small, and yet you are all the same in the eyes of Lucretia Matthias, as you have all come to pledge your eternal servitude to the sacred flame, the true followers of the sacred flame, not those heathens who sell their magic for purposes to the highest bidder. No, we are true to our hearts, and we dive in and we follow the great, and he holds up the book, the testament of the Falling Fire, written by the one and only Lucretia Matthias. This will be your survival book. I want everybody show it. Olaf, show it. Do you have yours? Does everyone have their book? Does everyone?
And all of them hold up their pamphlets.
I hope you are well versed. This has saved me a dozen times. No matter what folly comes my way, this is the most important thing that I bring into the depths of Drakkenheim towards your salvation.
Now, Nathaniel, you have brought with you several artifacts that you will bring on this journey. You have a great torch, the torch of illumination. But you must choose 2 others from the assembled throng, one to carry the sacred urn, and another to hold the lantern. Who will you give these to? The urn of the fallen and the lantern of lost souls.
I look out amongst the weary and the wicked, those looking to save their souls for all of eternity. And you young woman.
Several of the crowd point at themselves.
Only the true believer will step forward and recognize their place to carry the urn.
I step forward. Thank you for the urn.
Who is it that steps forward to claim the urn of the fallen's ashes?
So I am Mara Sturmer. I am a very tall, blonde woman. I'm about just over 6 feet tall. And you can see that as I step out of the crowd, I'm almost dragging behind me this massive glaive with a huge blade on it. But other than that, I'm dressed pretty plain. I'm wearing no armor. And just because of the climate, I'm basically just wearing like a old, rugged white shirt that has clearly seen some better days, and just some casual pants for wandering around the ruins of Drakkenheim. And tied onto my belt is a small shard of delirium that I've kept with me because it was the first one I ever found on my travels. And I came to Drakkenheim because of a series of dreams. I remember as a little girl witnessing the meteor crashing into Drakkenheim. I was miles and miles away at my farmstead, and I remember thinking it was the most beautiful sight I had ever seen in my whole life. Over the years, I kept having vivid dreams of the meteor crashing into Drakkenheim until one day I decided to just leave all of my belongings behind and start a pilgrimage to Drakkenheim, convinced that the meteor was calling me to it. The first shard that I ever found on my journey, I tied to my belt, and I've been guided by the light ever since. And I've seen some dark days, but the light has guided me through them. And as a matter of fact, there are times that I've been confronted by bandits or horrible monsters on the outskirts of Drakkenheim, and all of a sudden a vision of the true light comes over me. And everything goes hazy. And when I come to, usually I'm standing over a pile of dead bodies brandishing my glaive. And so I've kind of just decided that that is how the light speaks through me. I am protected, and I am on this journey to find out my true destiny with the sacred flame.
Sylvie, there's no
Or the falling
coincidence
fire, yeah.
that Mara, there's no coincidence that you're here. You seek something that is beyond yourself, and I will guide you there. And I hand you the urn.
Do I just carry this? Does it go like what?
There's
strap
Yeah, you
straps
figure it
that there's straps that you can carry it, and it's secured, so you can hold on to it. This
All right.
urn, this sacred urn, bears the ashes of those who have not made it this far. Your charge is to bring these ashes forth so they may complete their journey. If you need to, though, these ashes burn with their fury. And if you need to call upon them, you can. For this sacred urn can be used to call forth an avatar of flame, the embodiment of the will of the fallen.
Cool.
Now, Nathaniel, who will bear the lantern?
Then you
The
see
lantern
my
is the
hand go
most-
up.
And I start walking back and forth down the row as they stand, examining each one. I feel as if there is one of you who has volunteered to carry the great lantern. What is your
yes.
name, eager one?
Oh yes, oh goodness of the flame, you will not regret following the light in your heart by choosing me. I will take on this lantern. My name is Sylvie Roseshot, and the flame is in me, burning in my heart, ablaze so I can protect those worthy from the shadows of sin. I am ready for this task. Yes. Yes.
It is an honor to me. I feel like you have embodied everything there is except the charcoal in your chest, and I will guide you personally to the depths of the great crater so that you may
I'm-
seek salvation.
Honored by your guidance through the flame, and I can see it strong in you, and I'm ready to be one of those worthy of the light in me. So, I'm Sylvie. Sylvie Rochot, she is a human cleric. She first came onto the flame by, there was a terrible tragedy that kind of ravaged her nearby village, and she prayed to the flame for the first time, and all of a sudden her hands started glowing with these sacred flames, and she knew that as her faith grew, so did her magic and the energy coming forth. So the more faithful she is, the more she grows in this clerical power, and she knows that her heart is set on, living throughout her life, protecting those who have the purest of hearts that may be guided by the flame. And she's pumped. She's ready. She's waiting for this.
Awesome. So you will bear the Lantern of Lost Souls. Now, this lantern has it functions as a lantern of revealing, but it has one additional power. And one additional responsibility. For you may use the lantern to cast the spell Soul Cage, to catch the soul of anyone who should fall on this pilgrimage. It is your responsibility to gather their souls so that they may make the journey even in death. Nathaniel, you will use the torch to collect their ashes. Sylvie, you will and the urn,
Mara.
and Mara, you will collect their ashes in the urn, and Sylvie, you will bear their souls. This is a great burden, and should you fail at this, someone else will have to pick up the associated tools.
Will not fail in our journey, in our sacred right to help out with those who want to make the journey that may perish.
I mean, if this is what the light has in mind for me, then I can't fail.
As you gather one last time outside the gates of St. Selena's, there comes a procession with Lucretia Matthias herself and a few of the other priests. They are garbed simply. Lucretia Matthias, you know that she is a woman that she must be in her 90s, but she still has this youthful radiance to her despite her plain features and her, that she is waif thin herself, her skin pulled tightly across her flesh. Her hair just with a simple head covering, and she bears the original testament of the falling fire that she wrote in her arms. And as she comes forward, one of the other priests comes forward with a basket of bread and several logs, and they invite Nathaniel to start making a campfire.
And I do, and I quickly assemble a campfire, start splitting some logs, and I start building and I start blowing the sparks, the embers, and I start to summon a small campfire at the request of Lucretia Matthias.
Nathaniel Flint, she says, you will lead these brave pilgrims forth to the crater's edge, where, as you have done, you will lead them to a shard of the sacred charcoal that takes the shape of their souls. Help them to gather the shard that will hold their souls and bring it to Saint Grisha at the chapel of the crater's edge. There, Grisha will guide their spirits forth as they walk into the crater to find the vision of their destiny and to see how their souls will shape the flame in the days and ages to come. Do not let a single ash, a single soul, fail. Bring them all with you until they may be seen by Grisha and the true shape of their souls revealed. Do you take up this charge, Nathaniel?
I do.
Then let us take the sacrament. One of the priests slices the bread, and they hold it on a stick over the flame until it toasts gently. And then another brings forth a glass bowl, places some butter in the glass bowl, and on a set of tongs melts the butter over the fire. Everyone gets their piece of toast, and they pour the butter on the bread. To those that have not come this far, we bring them with us in our bodies.
Is there a limit on how many slices of bread we're allowed to have? I've finished mine.
And then at that, a small glass is brought out to everybody. And Lucretia Matthias and one of the priests produces a bottle of this greenish liquid. And they hold it up and they say, "The spirits of those who could not be with us." And they pour out some of the liquid to each of you. It's absinthe.
Party.
As I drink it, I cast thaumaturgy and my eyes go like green, like the absinthe. I'm like, strong stuff, strong.
I look over and I go, I want what she had.
And then they pull out some sugar and they light the sugar aflame. And as the sugar burns, they rub it on a stick and pass the stick and just give each person a stick with the flaming sugar on it. To the sweetness of our great destiny.
Better than the absinthe, I whisper to Mara.
One of the best
I mean,
rituals.
that's a matter of opinion.
And with the assembled host, they say, nodding to Nathaniel, "You have your charge. Are you ready for what is to come?"
I follow the light. I follow the falling fire to where it landed and blessed great Drakkenheim. I am ready.
Go forth. May the flame guide you. Look
May
to
the
the
flame guide you.
skies, just as the first paladin did. The falling fire shall show you the way. With that, Lucretia Matthias and her throng head back to the chapel, and you are left on the edge with your assembled group. The rest of the group, all here at St. Selena's, you will make the journey together. Let's bring up the whole group here. So we got everyone in the group, all assembled here. So let's just make sure. Can you just make sure that you can all grab your tokens there and make sure that you got the grab on that?
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. So you are thus charged with bringing Nathaniel. You are charged with bringing them all forth to the crater's edge through whatever you should encounter.
Now, group, I know there's a lot of seriousness. We have a long road ahead of us, and you have come a long way, but it doesn't mean we can't have fun, okay? So I really want to go over some ground rules. Number one, stay on the path. It's really important. Mina, eyes up here. Yannick, stop touching Krista. What we really want to do is we need to focus on getting the piece of charcoal, or some of you call it delirium, and it needs to look like your soul. So that's the first step. We got to find the piece that looks like your soul. So when we're going there, I want you to brainstorm. Just think, what does my soul look like? Okay? Think about it. Just how do I picture my own soul in the shape of a rock? And I want you to think about that while we're going there. This will just really help. You have a question?
Mara, yes. How does one know what their their soul looks like. Is it shaped like me, or is
Okay,
this more
so
of an abstract?
did everyone
concept?
hear Mara's question? Mara had a great question. What does my soul look like? It's really got to internalize that. I really need everyone to kind of focus in on themselves. Use the same light that got you here, that guided you here. That's going to be the light that's really going to tell you what your soul looks like. Sylvie.
What if the flame is so strong around my soul that I can't picture my soul through it? Will I not get my soul?
Excellent question, Sylvie. Excellent question. What if her flame is too strong? What I really need you to do then is use that and leverage it and really find it. Katja, stop it. What we really got to do is we really got to focus on seeing it. You'll know. I found my piece. I found it. It was deep down. I found it near actually a bigger piece, and I thought, is the bigger piece gonna be the one that I put into my chest? And it wasn't. It wasn't the shape of my soul, and I just knew it because I listened. I listened to my heart, and I saw and I felt the Lucretia Matthias kind of speaking to me. I followed that voice. Followed the voice, and that's what really told me what it looked like. So
strong does not necessarily mean big. Okay, let me write this down.
So the light will guide us. The light will guide us.
I really need you to trust the light on this one.
The light.
That's what I've been doing.
Follow the light.
Dominic raises his hand and says, do we have to pick up our soul rock with our hands?
Dominic has a great question.
Good question.
Yes, you will be picking it up with your bare hands, and later, just get used to it. We're going to be throwing it into a brazier, and you're going to be also retrieving it from the fire. This is part of the journey. Mara.
Is that dangerous? I mean, I was told by several people not to touch it with my hands.
I want you to trust in your faith. The faith, the same faith that led you here will guide you to not only find the piece of delirium, but it will allow you to hold it and to carry it and to eventually be one with it. And I point to the piece that's sticking on my chest, and you will then too feel the ascension. Now, not all of you are going to make it on foot, but we will make sure you either make it on the back of Mara or in Sylvie's soul cage. So I want you to know that you have made it this far, and you will make it to the end. I promise you that.
If George speaks up, if we don't make it, and how do we find the rock that's the shape of our soul if we don't make it that far?
Okay, George has another excellent question. What I really need you to do is just try to make it. If your body doesn't make it to the stage where you're picking out the delirium, you don't have to worry about the soul stone. So you don't have to worry about the piece of delirium. If your flesh and bone isn't there, we will carry your soul. You are with the flame for eternity already. You've gone to the place that we all want to be anyways. Don't worry about the piece of delirium.
Of course, don't forget Lucretia's teachings, and what we do in this world is but kindling for the light we shine in the next.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well said, Sylvie. Well said.
Thank you.
Oh, so now we're just playing up to the teacher, are we?
Yannick says, so how long will we be gone for? How long does this take?
The pilgrimage can take any number of hours to days, depending on potentially some of the monsters we encounter. There's a lot of heathens out there in the fog, the mist. I also sometimes we get lost along the way if you're really not following your heart and the guidance that the falling fire gives you. So really got to listen to that voice. I really want you to tune in so we can get this done effectively.
Is it normal for breathing the mist to make me feel sick and hazy?
Yes, that is very normal. I'm glad you brought that up. You can use some kind of handkerchief or face covering. It's really just for show at this point. It's really going to get in there. So just try to keep up. But again, remember, if your legs and lungs fail you, we're going to carry your ashes and your soul. Sylvie.
So what you're saying is it's more important to have a larger piece of delirium the shape of our soul rather than just to breathe in the small bits of this charcoal.
Yeah, you've probably been breathing in a lot already since you got here. So don't worry about that too much. It's more about the overall, like we're really looking for, you're going to know it because you're going to bond with this piece of delirium for the rest of your flesh and bone as you stay on this mortal earth before you ascend to the great beyond.
That's a great point.
Mm-hmm.
So wise with the flame and the light.
Okay. So with that, you will all be heading into the Deep Haze without the protection of Aqua Delirium.
Don't need it.
Good.
I've never needed it.
Don't need it. We got belief.
With the light to guide me.
So that's going to be fun and interesting, and I hope you're ready to make a lot of Constitution saving throws. But what I will say is that you have all received Lucretia Matthias's blessing by taking upon the sacraments, because you ate the toast, you had the sugar, and you drank the absinthe. If you fail a saving throw against the haze, you may choose to succeed instead once for each of the 3 blessings.
Wow, okay.
Like lucky, but just for the haze.
Yes. And it's actually not like lucky, because if you fail the saving throw, you can choose to succeed instead.
Oh,
you can do that 3 times. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's going to come in handy.
Okay. So from here, it is a long march through the blasted ruins of the south ward of Drakkenheim towards the crater. You've already come so far through a twisted landscape, and now to this point, the haze is so heavy here that to look up is just clouds. At any given time, you can see no further in front of you than anywhere from 60 to 100 feet at best. The fog is so thick. And so it is not long after only a few moments, you can no longer even make out the walls of St. Selena's Abbey. Somewhere in the distance, you can still glint through the fog and the high sky the barest, faintest outline of Castle Draken and that cursed mage tower in the distance. These are some useful landmarks for navigating the way, but still, to look up and to look forward at the task ahead of you can be disorienting in some ways. So, with that, you come through to as you head through the city itself. Are there any other preparations you would like to make before we go deeper into?
I'm going to cast mage armor on myself. A little help.
Okay.
To guide me through this treacherous place.
All right. I will have walking through the ruined buildings, passing warehouses and foundries, places that were once vibrant workshops, forges, smithies, tanners, and others. I will have each of you roll me a d6.
2.
5.
2.
Okay. You walk through the streets, the ruined buildings, and as you pass by each, you can see each of them burned and marred in some way by the destruction wrought upon this city. Once in a while, you see a building that the edge of it, rather than being burnt or blasted, it is simply as if it dissolved into sand. You pass by another that the windows are made of glass and are intact. The building is intact, but the whole building is made of cracked glass now. Still another. Come down the streets here and you come to a building that looks like it might be... It's rather strange. It has 5 corners, this building, like a pentagon. It's a tower broken halfway up. Perhaps it was once a watchtower or the chimney of some foundry. It has 5 corners, but each of the corner is a 90-degree angle. It makes your head hurt just to look at it.
I kind of walk off from the group and up to the building and kind of place my hand on the surface and start kind of walking to one of the corners, gliding my hand along the surface. Does it just do a 90-degree angle?
Yeah, and as you bring your hand along, the surface of the stone pushes back, and where your hand pushes out, it's like a hand pushing back, almost as if you're just gently touching hands pushing out. And as you get closer, these hands start pushing further and further out from the wall, back towards you. Still, as if the stone has turned to putty or clay, these hands start reaching out towards you. What do you do?
I take a large step backwards, place my hand on my weapon, and just kind of lean over my shoulder and say, Nathaniel, what is this building?
The stones are alive, Mara. Be aware that we are in a place that has seen great tragedy. And also, watch out, they might grab you. A less ominous and puzzling nature. Yeah, just keep away from that. Everyone see what Mara's touching? I don't want you to... Don't go near the hand walls, the weird shapes. We really want to try to get to the delirium.
I fall back in line.
Thank you for demonstrating, Mara. That was really good. We all learned from Mara here. We all learn.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. As you walk deeper into the haze, Jill, what is Sylvie doing?
She's just looking around, making sure that people are keeping up. And, of course, Edda keeps falling behind. Edda,
Yeah.
come! Don't fall behind on our journey!
She's very old. She's very, very old. She's so... I'm going as quickly as I can, sweetie. I can't keep up like I used to.
Do you need somebody to give you a piggyback? I could carry you.
But Mara, she needs to make the journey on her own. She needs to be strong of spirit. The flame in there. She needs to make it.
I turn to Nathaniel and I'm like, we aren't allowed to help?
It is important for the passage that each makes the journey themselves. If your will is unable to complete the physical portion of the journey, the stabbing of the delirium will likely be your undoing. So it is important that each pilgrim conquers each obstacle as a testament to the falling fire.
Say that's why we have the lantern and the urn, just in case. They'll make it. Just in what form, the flame only knows.
Sylvie, couldn't have said it better. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sylvie, you're making me look really bad.
All right, we've talked about this. We're bunkmates. You just need to feel the flame a little bit stronger, not only in your heart, but in the words that you have. Don't worry, you'll get it.
I feel the flame inside. I don't know why I have to talk all this fancy talk.
Each feels the flame differently. There is no right or wrong. However, if you do not complete the pilgrimage, it is wrong. That's wrong. That would be definitely wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do it the way that the Christian Matthias described. We have to do it that way.
Okay.
Okay.
You come to a you are heading down a narrow and dust-covered street. Ahead of you, a fountain. Strange as it is, the water is floating in the air upside down above the fountain. It's in the shape that it should be if it was contained in the fountain. Just about 15 feet up, upside down, flowing into it the way that you would expect it to. And then the trail of water that would drain out the bottom of the fountain just drains straight up into the sky.
And it's still water, correct?
Looks like the cleanest, clearest water you've ever seen.
I walk up to it, and I take out a bit of dust of dryness. I have 8 uses of it, and I sprinkle a little on the water.
The water dissipates, turning to dust in the base of the well. And as it does so, you hear a low screeching noise. Coming from the building just south of you. You're over here.
I take the little pellet that it leaves of the water, and I put it in my bag. And I start to make my way back away from it.
Okay, give me a perception check.
18 plus 5, 23.
There's something watching you from inside this building. It has... You see a pair of darting eyes within. They glow with a purplish greenish light, like a color that you see around here, but you don't know what the color is. It's walking on all fours. No, maybe not. It's standing up. No, maybe it has 6 limbs. It's a horse, or is it a man? Is it carrying a sword? It's horrific, whatever it is. It growls at you.
Daniel! There's some sort of abomination over here!
There are abominations everywhere, and those are those who do not follow the light. They are abominations. They are heretics. They are cast out because they have cast doubt into their own hearts.
As Nathaniel's finishing his speech, I push past him, and I'm just like, all right. Let me go check this out. And I start to approach Sylvie.
I say,
Okay.
Oh, abomination, what are you?
You hear a rumbling underneath your feet, and the sounds of digging, burrowing, and another screech.
Oh, the brightest flames cast the longest shadows. I guess this was meant to come.
Sylvie,
Mara?
I think you should come back here.
Okay, sorry.
Join the congregation, Sylvie, Mara. We must continue our journey.
Start to
it is
make my way
important
back.
as carriers of the great burdens, that of the urn and the lantern. We must protect our followers, the pilgrims.
As Nathaniel speaks, there is a tremoring in the ground, and in a shower of dirt bursting up from the ground comes a tremendous and horrific creature. It is covered in scales of beaten brown and glinting silver and black. Its legs are like those of horses, but they end in insect-like pincers. and it has the torso like that of a man coming up from where the head of the insect's beetle-like back would be, and a face that ends in like that of a lizard with a pair of reaching mandibles. It is the size of a horse. It screeches. And you can see that the humanoid chest pulses and beats. The frayed limb, human-like, thumping up against its own chest as this hand reaches out and then juts out with bone in the shape of a horrific blade. Roll for initiative.
A creature of the mist.
I got a 15.
17.
4.
Oh, Nathaniel.
I'm busy explaining. Now this is some kind of arachnid horse. You're going to find them kind of spread out through our journey. You don't see them this close to the well, usually. And I'm just kind of going on this like tour guide sort of explanation.
It's like it bursts out and Mara and Sylvia are like on the ground, like getting their weapons out, and you're just like, so behind us, you'll see Mara
So what
and
do we
Sylvie.
got?
15 for me.
Okay.
17.
17.
And 4.
Okay. We will call this a great mist beast.
Great mist beast.
And it burst forth from the ground, screeching and hollering. Sylvie, as it bursts forth, you step back. What will you do?
I will cast my spiritual weapon and I say, "Oh, you abomination, you will not stop us on our journey!" And I cast spiritual weapon. Boom. Okay. So that is 12 to hit.
12 to hit. I believe that will be a miss. Let me just double check. Yes, as the spiritual blade, the embodiment of the sword of the first paladin, comes down upon it, you see that the scales outside it are like an armored shell.
And I just go, eep! And that is all.
Okay. Casting spiritual weapons a bonus action. Is there anything else you want to do? You still have your action and your movement.
Oh, I thought I had to make, it says when you cast a spell, you make a melee spell attack. Is that not my action?
But that's always done as a bonus action with spiritual weapon.
Oh, okay. Well, then sacred flames just burst from my hands. And it has to make a 16 dex save.
I get a 14.
Yes, the sacred flame.
13 damage.
Nice. Okay. This reacting to it swiftly, you sear it with light. It is at this moment that the ground begins to rumble and shake. And quite suddenly, bursting up from the ground, come more of the horrific creatures.
Oh no. Good.
And some from that side, and some from this side. The ones that burst out from the south are tiny, perhaps the size of a large hound. These other two here that burst out from the house above, they are roughly the size of a man. They're not as huge as the first one, but all the more horrifying. Two of them lunge out towards Nathaniel and others lunge out towards Bernard, Yannick, and so Nathaniel. They come
Beast
forward
of the Mist.
and they slice at you. And oh my.
Oh, I forgot to mention, as not to, but as part of my introduction speech, the inspiring leader. Can I retcon that? I meant to use my inspiring leader trait to give myself, Mara, Sylvie, and the 3 oldest members of my pilgrimage 13 temporary hit points.
All right. The beast hurls itself out of the ground, and as it does so, the humanoid arms slough off, revealing blades of bone, and they leap down towards you, Nathaniel, getting an 18, a 16, a 14, and a 19 to hit.
I throw my hands up and I say, "The light protects me," and I cast shield, giving me an AC of 20.
So the 4 blows pound off your shield, and the crowd says, "The light truly protects him."
Don't you forget it.
Meanwhile, are others, are they so protected? Yannick and Bernard are 2 of the hardier members of the group, but they are both and thanks to your but they are both wounded by the strikes of these beasts, and they as one gouges into Bernard's leg, and another slashes across Yannick's chest, and the other beast will go just after Sylvie does.
Oh no.
And Mara, it is your turn. What will you do?
Mara grabs her glaive in both hands and says, "By the light, I must protect these people." And you see her like hold the blade up towards the sky and yell, "Light guide my blade." And she rages. And she is going to just start whirlwind attacking this beast in front of her. And I'm going to attack recklessly.
Nice.
And so I am raging, I am reckless, and I get a 20 to hit.
That is a hit. You slam through the armored shell of this monstrous creature.
All right, so I am using Great Weapon Master, and it is my first attack of the round. So my blade, as I say, light guide my blade, it shines with radiant energy as I crash it down into the beast. Doing 30 damage. And then I recklessly continue to attack, whirling the blade around and slamming into it again, only getting a 14.
It lunges up its arm, batting the blade aside.
All right, and I'm going to use Polearm Master.
Entering a rage is a bonus action, friend.
Yes, it is. It is. Thank you. So then after I whirlwind attack it, and the second one bounces off of it, you can kind of see my eyes are almost like glowing, and I'm just like full on. I look like I've been struck with adrenaline, and you can see my blade glowing with that light as I stand guard, protecting the people from the largest of the monsters.
Awful. So I have advantage on attacks against you now.
That is correct.
Recklessly. So
are your attacks magical?
So the monstrous mist beast brings back its bladed limbs and bounds them down upon you, getting a 23 to hit and a 19 to hit.
Both of those hit.
Okay, so that will be a total of of 30 damage back at you.
Am I taking half?
When you're raging, you have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm taking 15.
And as it slams down, it bears down in towards you, and it brings its face back, and it horks forward, and it vomits forth a line of acid. And the line of acid is going to travel out 30 feet.
Uh-oh.
So it just lands short of Etta. And so Mara and Nathaniel, I both need you to make dexterity saving throws.
Did I see this coming? Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
I get an 11.
13.
You both fail.
Ah.
So the two of you are going to take a total of 20 points of acid damage.
Ah!
Ow.
Ah!
Man.
And basically, Nathaniel, you shield Etta from the acid with your body.
Ah! The light, it burns.
Nathaniel, it is your turn.
Recovering from the series of blows and the acid that's all over my face. I'm going to I look out towards my companions, Mara and Sylvie, and I'm going to cast Bless.
Nice.
We will.
I feel the flame.
You will
light
find
flows
yourself the light that does. It flows through you. Cast out these demons, for this is but the beginning of your trials. Do not falter, Bernard, Yannick. Etta, watch out. There's acid coming. We must drive back these abominations and continue our pilgrimage.
The Pilgrims. The masked group, Olaf and Florian, take out their maces and they run forward. Florian pulls Etta back, and Olaf swings with his mace, but it deflects off the armored hide of the creature. Yannick and Bernhardt, they swing their maces back towards, crying out a prayer on their lips, "For the flame! Back, ye monsters!" And Patriza and Dominic rush forward to help with Krista, and they manage themselves to beat down and slay one of the creatures as the group of them together slam it down. But Bernhardt is slowly being enveloped by the other surviving ones as they push Etta back to safety. Several of the others rush forward, and George says, I think there's more rumbling behind us.
George, do not falter. We are strong together.
Back to the top with Sylvie.
Okay. I thought I was gonna do something, and now I'm not so sure. I am going to, if I move here, can I see around this corner?
Which
here.
corner?
About here.
Just,
the building. Sorry, where's this double clicking thing? How do I do the?
Just click and hold.
Oh, there we go. Can I see here or no?
Yes, you can see there.
Okay. But I can't see further back than that, I guess.
Ping, do you want where do you want to see?
About right here.
There? Yeah, you can see there. That's obvious to you.
Okay. Then I am going to cast. I just want to make sure I don't get anybody in this. I think if I cast it here, I can get Nope, that's still too many people if I cast it here. Fireball. Essentially, I'm trying to do fireball.
Oh, you want a fireball? Oh, okay.
But not hit people. That's I know.
That's a tricky one. I think though, you might have to see the spot that you want to drop it, which would be like there. You might have to provoke an attack of opportunity.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna move.
All right.
Get an attack of opportunity.
I get a 22 to hit.
Can I use my reaction on an opportunity attack?
Yes.
I'm going to use my warding flare to give you disadvantage.
Turns it into a 14.
Yes, AC 17.
The light protects.
The light protects.
Does that trigger my reaction to attack? If
yes,
it attacks?
It does. Yes.
All right.
From Polar Master. Do you have Sentinel as well?
I have Polar Master, Sentinel, and Great Weapon Master. So as it tries to attack Sylvia, I bring my glaive down towards the arm that it lunges at her with. And I get a 17.
It deflects off.
Oh, man.
Oh, but you have bless
armor.
You have
bless.
Oh, wait. I have bless.
You are
19.
blessed.
It still deflects off.
Oh.
I should not be using Great Weapon Master against this thing.
Bounces off. Ding! It's a mighty blow. But you focusing all your force and power on it, you go to chop off its limb as it stabs at Sylvie, but it recoils too quickly and parries the blow.
And in all this madness, I take a breath and I say, cast away all doubt, burn away every sin, and I cast a fireball. So essentially they get on the edge of it, yeah. Was it a bit further down, I think?
Oh, wow. There you go.
Can I control the fireball or no?
Yeah, I think I can give you
I guess so, just these three. Can these three?
One more over.
Yep. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. Okay, go.
Actually, they all roll 16 or higher for their saving throws, but I don't think that's going to save them. I think they're going to be incinerated regardless.
$31.
Yeah, they're incinerated.
And then, as my bonus action, I use my sacred weapon. Pew pew pew. For 16 to hit.
That was against the big one. Yeah. Yeah. It does not penetrate through. I will put a marker down for. Actually, we'll do that there.
And I forgot to mention that my sacred weapon. It looks like how I picture Ignatius. I've never seen Ignatius, but it's just like a flaming sword.
Cool. Then maybe we'll do that to be the spiritual weapon. Cool.
Nice.
Okay. With that, the Mist Beasts, as the flames recoil roll across the ground, buffeted by the flames and stymied for one moment. I really hate to do this to you, Jill. You're gonna.
Fine. It's okay.
Another group emerges up from the ground.
No.
That's okay.
And another on the other side. They burrow up from the ground.
Oh boy.
The rolling fireball has caused them to hesitate somewhat, so they come up to the surface, but they haven't moved into attack yet as the flames roll across the area. However, these two beasts are unperturbed. They bring their attacks down upon Nathaniel, using their pack tactics against him. Getting an 18 to hit and a 17 to hit.
They both hit.
Nathaniel, you are stabbed twice for 12 points of damage. And the other stabs at Florian, getting a 23 and a 22. Oh, and Florian is stabbed through the chest. He is ripped across the legs, but he still stands, thanks to the inspiring words that he was given earlier.
Florian!
Have faith, Florian. Drive back the invaders.
Mara, it is your turn.
I twirl the glaive around and continue to strike at the enemy, this time focusing. I pause for a moment and try to listen to what the light is telling me, and then I attack again. Oh, man.
I got a 14 on my con save for Bless.
You're good.
I got a 19.
Did you roll bless?
I did.
It still bounces off.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
And
This
I
thing
am
is armored like a tank.
going to attack again. Okay, there we go. I get I wasn't using a Great Weapon Master for this, so I get a 25.
To hit?
Yeah.
Focusing your rage, you bring forth the glaive down. Roll the damage. And I think you do add your Zealot Smite to that, too.
Yeah, because it's the first attack per round, or first attack that I land. All right, so... I do 22 damage.
Still pretty good.
Solid.
It screeches out.
And then I get one final attack with the butt end of my weapon. Getting a 21.
That just you bring up the butt end of the weapon and slam under a piece of its armored shell.
Doing 19 more damage.
The massive beast lurches on its feet, its bell rung by the power of your righteous blows, but it still stands as it reels backward and brings a flurry of strikes down upon you, Mara.
All right.
You humbly
I make
accept.
these with advantage.
Yes.
Getting a 27.
Yeah.
Sorry, a 26, a 21, a 14, and a 14 to hit.
My armor is 14, so they all hit.
Okay, a flurry of stabs and spikes, and it basically it comes up, it rears up, stabs you with its forearms, and then stabs you with its front legs, ripping shreds of flesh and cracking bones as it does so.
You guys hear Mara screaming, but you can't tell if she's like screaming because of pain or screaming because of anger. And there's blood of various colors everywhere.
It's a total of 32 damage.
My back is to her, but I say, Nathaniel, it's fine. I hear her make this all the time. She's fine.
I half
okay?
the damage.
Okay.
And as like the blades are digging into me, it almost looks like Mara doesn't care. She just
She's
doesn't.
fine. Leave her
She
be.
just keeps
The
yelling
light will
and
guide
swinging. The light protects me. You hear her yell as she slams her glaive into the beast.
Nathaniel, it is your turn.
Seeing Sylvie using the flame and Mara striking at the beast true, I pull forth the what did I the the
torch of illumination.
The torch of illumination, and using a charge, I hurl a fireball towards the north creatures. And I say, "Rally, pilgrims! We must defend our pilgrimage." And I throw one at the north one, and I'm gonna try to get all of them in it.
I think you're gonna get it.
And just ignoring the two creatures that are just swiping into me, I'm just like, I just pull it up and I just toss it.
This is a night of fire indeed.
The flame be with us.
Flame be
Literally.
with us. And fireball's what, 86 or 66?
86.
Yeah. 26.
26 damage. All right, I don't even need to roll saving throws. That vaporizes them.
I say, rally around me, for I carry the light, the great torch, and nothing will stand in our way.
The pilgrims, seeing the righteous flames burst forth, they say, "We are guided, we are blessed, forth, forth, as the heroes of old." And Bernhard, Patriza, Yannick, Dominic, and Krista charge forward. And they come forward to help and beat down these creatures as they can. George and Mina rushing in, and I'll roll for each of them to see. Oh no! Most of them with barely any strength. But the group of them, of Dominic and Patriza, managed to cut down one more of the beasts. Olaf, Florian, and Ronja, they attack at the one at you, Nathaniel, to no avail, though. And Bernhardt cuts down another as well. We go.
Remember to use your hips. You know, like really swing.
We go to the top of the round with Sylvie.
All right, and I say, "Fear not, the flame will help us." And I cast another fireball over to these four at the bottom.
All right, roll.
Just like flame.
There's just fire, just explosions coming all around us.
31, 30, 34. So
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And then I put my hand, and my sacred weapon takes a swipe at the big one.
It leaves what remains of this building partially on fire.
Yes. Let me just go back to that. It's 1d8 plus 5. Am I, or is the bless still on?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the fire building. Just
26 to hit.
yeah.
Oh, with your spiritual weapon on yep, that hits. Yep.
Wow. 7 damage.
Woo.
Every little bit counts.
Take
It helps. Bonus action extra damage is better than no extra damage.
I feel the flames of my soul, beast.
The mist beasts cut into Nathaniel, getting
Fear
a
not.
critical
Ow!
hit.
No, I use my can I use my reaction to use warding flare on him? I have my
Yes,
impressive-
that will turn my advantage into not advantage. So
into disadvantage.
So that what I'm gonna say is that it won't turn it into disadvantage because they have advantage on their attack rolls because of their pack tactics. But that will turn it into instead a 16 to hit.
Ooh. And once more, I accept the blow, but not a crit.
On the other hand, you watch in horror as the other beast rears back and slices Florian's head from his shoulders.
Oh man, Florian, you have served us well.
and he drops to the ground. I believe you got something you're supposed to do there, Sylvie.
Oh, we do it during? Is that how it works? I use my lantern to absorb his soul.
It pulls this mote of flickering light around the soul, and it hovers around the lantern as it does so.
May the flame be ever with you.
Mara, it is your turn.
I continue to strike at this beast. I'm going to go for it.
I got
a
15 too on my blessing.
Okay. And that was for 8 damage, by the way.
Okay.
I'm going to use Great Weapon Master, and I'm going to attack recklessly, and I'm just going to go to town. I get a 22.
That is a hit.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to be 34 damage.
You cut the beast down. What happens?
As it lurches forward and its head comes to snap at me, and I take a quick step back and in like a spinning motion, take my glaive through its neck and chop its head off, and blood sprays as I turn to face the other creatures. And then I charge without even hesitating over next to Nathaniel, and I'm going to continue to attack.
Very good.
Mara, you are strong with the light.
I crit.
The light guides you.
All right, so with a crit, let's just see here. 34 damage on that guy.
What happens?
So as I swing the blade and cut the large beast's head off, I turn it into an instant charge. And actually, I don't even need to go that close. I end up like over here, and I stick it with the glaive and toss him behind me.
Nice.
I kind of imagine that you spear the first one, pole vault off of it, flip around, and just in this like spinning jump cut, just slice the thing right in half.
I slice it, it gets stuck on my blade, I toss it behind me and take a step forward with a final blow with the butt end of my
Actually,
weapon.
it doesn't need to be the butt end, because with Great Weapon Master on a crit
If I
or a kill, yeah. It's a crit or a kill.
Yeah. Man. So I'm going to keep going on this last guy with a full attack. I get a 24.
A hit.
So that's going to be 9 plus I'm doing Great Weapon Master, so 27 damage.
It's very badly wounded.
I like smash it in the head as it lurches for Nathaniel.
It's bloody, just a spurt of blood as you almost snap its spine. With the great mist beast slain, Nathaniel, it is your turn.
I turn to the creature and I utter a few words and I say, "You are the last of your kind. Go back to the depths, foul beast." And I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on it. DC 16.
I get a 9.
And it takes 9 radiant damage.
And that incinerates it. As the last beast falls to its death and the burning buildings' flames flicker through the mists, the group gathers around the decapitated body of Florian.
I retrieve the torch and I slowly say, with this flame, I will cast your body to ashes so you may complete the pilgrimage. Your flesh and bone may have failed, but your soul continues in that lantern over there. And I slowly lower the torch and cremate the body.
He is rendered unto ash.
Mara, at first, after the battle has like calmed down and we're burning the body, you guys look over and Mara's still like breathing, like just like they're like, and then finally, all of a sudden, like a calm washes over her, and she kind of like does a little shake and is like, "Oh, what happened? Oh, right." And she rushes over and opens up her urn. And do I have like a scoop or a brush?
When you open the urn, you can cast thaumaturgy, and it sweeps up the ashes.
I lower the urn, and I'm like, "Ash, come to me." And it just kind of goes into the urn, and I seal it back up. And I look around at all the dead bodies, and I was like, "Oh, you guys did a good job."
Mara, you were brave. The light shone through you. And Sylvie, you have a knack for summoning the great falling fire. I saw a fire falling. You were a guide amongst the pilgrims.
My flame has grown through my faith, and I am ready to let it shine on all of our enemies that may cast their shadows on us. I am ready.
I did all right.
Mara, you may not. You do not cast doubt upon yourself. Your light shines
no doubt.
bright.
I mean, it happens every time. I just
thing's dead, and that thing's dead, and that thing's dead.
I close my eyes, and when I open them again, things are dead. It's great.
Mara, do you need healing? Does anybody need healing?
I mean, it's at this moment that I look down and I notice there are like several large wounds in me, and I'm just like, "Oh, is that my blood? Is this? Ow! I could use." Yeah,
we could do a short rest, or do we? Oh, we can't because of the mist,
haze?
can we?
No, we could take short rest, no long rest.
Yes.
You can take a short rest in the haze, but you will need to make Constitution saving throws at the start and end of that short rest. In fact, I need a Constitution saving throw from all of you right now, anyways, because of the
16?
17?
21.
You all save, but how does the rest of the group do?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Edda, how are you?
Edda, you should be grateful that your flame didn't get extinguished and Florian saved you.
I also absorbed some acid.
Florian's journey was clearly not meant to go further than this.
I have a staff of healing, by the way, so if we need to do healing, I can do it.
I could use some patch up, but
so several of them, I'm marking the ones with red dots that have gained a level of exhaustion.
Edda, slowing us down.
Edda, you better hurry
I mean,
up.
all of them.
Okay. With that, I think we should take our short rest and take our 15-minute break, and we'll come back for the second half at 7:45.
Come back and
Sounds
cure
good.
some wounds.
Yeah, alrighty.
Yes.
All right, we'll catch y'all in just a bit.
We've had our short rest. We've gained our strength back.
All right, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store. We can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes teas, like Yes, Troll Killer, and of course all our new ones for Shadows of Drakkenheim. Take a look at bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
Also, if you're enjoying the stream and you want to help support our work, please check us out on Patreon. A lot of our shows are made possible by the beautiful support of our Patreon supporters and all of you who are viewing this as well. So thank you, everybody. But please check out our Patreon. Feel free to join in on the fun there. Because if you join our Patreon, you also have access to our phenomenal Discord community that is exclusive to our patrons, where you can discuss role-playing games or your favorite nerdy things and just chat with us about all things D&D, all things Drakkenheim, and anything else you want. So check us out.
Rock on. With that, shall we dive back in?
Yeah.
Yes.
As you lay Florian's ashes in the urn of the fallen, hold up the lantern which his soul hovers around. The group gathers together and continues on. deeper into the ruins of Drakkenheim.
Can we heal up as we're venturing out?
Yeah, did you want to take a short rest?
We're just going to cast Mass Cure Wounds from the Staff of Healing. So that's 3. Do you each roll 3d8 or do I roll it and that's what everybody gets?
I think you roll it and that's what everybody gets.
Okay. So you get 17. And that's 6 people. Who are the most injured? Come over here.
That will actually help everyone else who was injured in the fighting that survived.
Perfect. Do you need any more than that, Mara?
I can carry on if need be, but I still have a couple wounds that could be better healed, but
How many wounds?
I feel about 72 out of 85, I would say.
Okay.
You're
a rough
fine.
estimate. I am fine. Don't waste your magic on me. The light will guide me.
The light will protect us. You have your greatest treasure, not your body, but your testament to the falling fire, written by the one Lucretia Matthias.
Was I supposed to bring that?
I have an extra copy you may have.
Thank you.
You're embarrassing me.
I didn't. Nobody said you had to bring the book. I just read it at night. I don't
always bring the textbook. Always.
Light guides me with or without the text. It just does. It's just part of my path.
It's just bonus points. Bonus points.
I don't need bonus points. The light has guided me this far. It will continue to guide me.
Yes, it will.
Okay. With that, I will have, as you continue into the city, the haze sweeps over you. You breathe in the arcane vapors and feel the delirium, this sacred charcoal which saps the strength of your bodies. You can all give me a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Well,
9.
We're not blessed anymore, are we?
No.
No.
9, 12, 8. You can use your first blessing of the sacrament.
I draw a deep breath and remember the sacred words I spoke when I spoke with Lucretia Matthias, and I do not succumb to the horrors of the mist.
Flames, be with us.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel fine.
And as you all move forward, please roll me a d6.
Oh, no.
Kelly?
I got a 1.
Okay. Jill, did you get a 1? Oh,
I got a 5.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I had something planned for this.
Oh,
no! Okay. You head down the street. Looks like the street is moving. The road, the cobblestones, they're shifting and moving. They get closer to you.
Mara, you have a question?
Is this normal? Are we moving or is the ground moving?
Is it the absinthe? I can't tell.
You have to let the light guide you. What does your heart tell you?
That it's absinthe.
Do not be tricked by your mortal eyes. Use the voice.
They're not cobblestones. They're not brown. They're not. They're kind of a dark. They're like furry balls. Not a tail? The street is filled with rats, and they're running towards you at breakneck speed. Hundreds, thousands maybe, of rats, like a blanket of rats running down the street directly towards you.
Everybody get behind me. The light will protect you through me. And I pull out my glaive and I stand at the ready.
As the rats run towards you, you can see them, thousands of rats, but they don't climb over you. They walk past you, like waves, like a watery wave of furry-bodied rats, and like you are rocks standing in their path. They just weave right around your entire assembled group. They're running really fast.
Whatever I'm doing is working.
They're
And then I
running from
look up.
something.
What else is coming?
Should we be running? Edda won't make it.
I look at Nathaniel.
Stand fast.
There's another rumbling and a crack. This one not from the ground, but from the sky itself. A thunderous crack, and you hear it in the distance. One of the most terrifying sounds in the city of Drakkenheim. Rain. It's a storm coming off the crater. A storm of thunder and lightning fused with the arcane energy, like the very energies that struck the city on that fateful night, rushing out towards you.
Find shelter, quick.
I dive into the nearest building and I grab Sylvie.
I start to kind of herd the pilgrims into anything with a roof.
Okay. You each can decide who are you going to save. Because the pilgrims will not be able to save themselves. Tell me what you'd like to do, because they're not going to make it without your help.
Are we using the same map?
You can refer to that, but we're in a different area.
How many can I save before? How many can I grab before?
At first glance, you might be able to help one other person, but if you got a really good idea or some good magic, I'm open. You tell me. You tell me. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna help these people? You don't have much time.
I chug the potion of hill giant strength, and I pick up 4 different. I just and with the strength of the light, I scoop up Edda and Katja and Bernard and Olaf, and I kind of like pick up and push them into the closest shelter.
Edda, Katja, Olaf, and who else?
Why are you saving the weakest ones?
And Bernard.
Okay, so the first one, you scoop up Edda, the elderly lady, and toss her. So what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you make 3 strength checks, and each time you want to pick one of them up, with emboldened by this potion of strength. You grab Edda.
I get a 21.
And hurl her into the shelter of the nearby building. You might have cracked one of her ribs. Katja, you grab her next.
21.
With your tremendous strength, pulling her off her feet. Bernhard.
13.
You pick him up and haul him forward. And Olaf.
18.
With your amazing strength, you're able to bring all 4 of them to safety, empowered by the magic. But we'll come back to you in a moment. Sylvie, what are you going to do?
In the delirium, if I take 2 potions, what happens?
Do you want to find out?
Yes. I take both my potion of growth and my potion of hill giant strength so my arms grow wide. And I grab, how many can I grab? I don't know. 5 of them.
Okay.
Giant and strong
drink
now.
the potion of growth.
Okay.
Okay. And you drink the potion of hill giant strength.
Yes.
I want you to make a constitution saving throw.
You double inside.
17?
Okay. The magical backlash from drinking both the potions at once deals 10 psychic damage to you.
Ow.
And now I want you to roll a wild magic surge.
Yes.
2 of them.
Why am I
one
standing
for
right
each
next to
potion.
you?
What do I roll? The D100?
D100. Yep.
15.
Uh-oh. Here we go. These are my favorite.
Potted plant.
Okay. And
22.
okay. You are emboldened by this wild magic, and you regain 5 hit points every moment, every round for the next minute. And
Wow.
the other one
And they don't count as temporary, I'm sure.
the next creature that you cast a spell against has disadvantage. Creatures have disadvantage on saving throws against the next spell.
You are
cast.
bound by the light, Sylvie. You have really found your true calling.
With this amazing strength from chugging both these arcane potions. Now the task falls to you to save as many of them as you can.
Okay, how many can I get?
Well, you can try to save as many as you want.
Okay, I want to try. Since he did 4 without being big, I want to try these 6 down
You
here
have
at the bottom.
advantage on your strength check thanks to your size. And so who are you going to grab first?
And your modifier is
Yannick.
like +5 right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm just adjusting. Can I adjust it? Override score to 20. It's 21, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool. So I have advantage, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna try Yannick first. 22.
Okay.
Atriza. 18.
Okay.
Dominic or Krista, either one. 18 again.
Okay.
18 plus 5. It's a lot.
Okay.
23.
Okay. I'm going to go over to Mara now. What are you going to do, Mara, as your allies with prodigious strength go to grab people to pull them back into the shelter of the building?
I look over and I see you guys like grow in size, and like all of a sudden Nathaniel like ripped and just as you're all carrying people, and I'm like, what? I thought, okay, and I just go without drinking a potion, and I'm gonna try to pick up 2 people. We're
Okay.
gonna try to grab Ranja and George.
Okay.
Am I making strength checks?
Yep.
Just regular checks or saves? No, I guess checks.
Strength checks.
Can I use athletics?
Sure. How?
Isn't lifting an athletics feat?
Love it. Go for it.
All right.
Weightlifting.
14.
All right. You pull George to safety.
And I will try to grab Ranja as well.
Okay.
16.
And as you pull her to the building, Mina still stands screaming in the street amongst the rats.
Mina, come to us.
Get over here.
Mina.
My voice is really low now because I'm big.
I hold out my glaive towards her and I'm like, grab the end of my glaive.
Okay. Give me a Give me an attack roll.
All right. As I fling my glaive towards her. 22.
Trying to
All
get
right.
it close.
You basically nip her with your spear and grab her clothing and pull and fish her in from the line.
Nice.
We did it.
You've thrown all of them into shelter, but with all of you now, Sylvie and Nathaniel, the 2 of you, in the last throws, as you go to save the 4th person from each of you, the washing rain and thunderous energies crash through the streets. And I need you to both give me a Constitution saving throw.
17.
Oh, 24.
Nice.
You succeed, Nathaniel, but Sylvie, you do not.
No.
Sylvie, you are going to take 15 points of necrotic damage and gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh, Sylvie.
And as you do so, the last person that you grabbed, Krista, is Dominic. He's exposed to this as well. Roll a d20.
1.
1. As you pull Dominic into the building, the rain washes over you and you slough it off. And as he comes in, you can see there are burns of the rain all across his body. And he is convulsing underneath of it and screaming out in pain as the toxic rain courses through the veins of his body. What will you do?
I'm going to... What? And
Joe, I'm going to have you roll a d20 for the last person, Bernhard, that you brought in as well.
Bernhard! Be safe. I get a 19.
Okay, you pull Bernhard to safety before the rain comes in. But Dominic is convulsing. His eyes are going milk white. And he shakes all through his body.
Will lesser restoration help him? Is it poison or...
You can try.
Okay, I use my staff of healing to use 2 charges for lesser restoration on him.
Purge the poison from his body. He is scarred and disfigured, but alive.
You're lucky the flame looks on you so greatly and has led us here with the right people to help you from this burning acid rain. And I guess with my, do I get that 5 hit points back? Because I'm like healing.
Yeah.
And I glow for a second and I'm like, oh, I feel better too. Wow. Healing others heals yourself.
The storm.
Flame is right.
The storm rips and rages over the building. It shudders with thunderous energy as the rains fall down through the cracks, and a few of them pull their shawls and their cloaks tightly over them, even seeing the burns as even the smallest drop of it falls upon your flesh. They huddle.
Dress better.
You huddle in the hovels of the ruins as the storm rages past and bursts of energy, waves of delirium power rock through the area. Give me all a Constitution saving throw.
20.
24.
Joe Nathaniel has failed.
Is this the for staying in the mist?
Yep.
So I call upon the blessing once more, the sacrament.
Okay.
And use my second charge to ward off the negative effects of the mist.
Okay.
Oh, wait, is that an ability check?
Saving throw.
Saving throw.
It's a saving throw. Okay.
Each of you now can roll me a d6.
This never goes bad.
6.
5.
5.
The storm rages for 16 hours.
Oh, I mean, we get a long rest? I guess not, because we're in the haze.
Yeah.
Short rest?
Can we do a short rest?
Several short rests?
It's impossible.
Whoop.
With the rain and the thunder and the waves of energy and power. The storm rages, but your shelter holds.
Did we all go into separate houses?
I think you pulled yourselves into separate houses. Yeah, you're able to wave to each other across. But the storm rages across the whole city of Drakkenheim this day. Consume the power and the thunderous rain, cracks of octarine lightning streaking across the sky, the rain forming deep puddles of glowing energy as the night comes upon them. No one gets a wink of sleep. None of you have any food with you. But morning comes, and the rain recedes into a low mist.
In my building,
It's actually not the morning by this time.
praying all
It's like more like the afternoon again, probably.
Nathaniel.
I'm looking for dead rats. I start collecting rats that I can find.
Yeah, you probably don't. You find rats, several corpses of rats, and they resemble more like mounds of tumors than rats now.
So I'm gonna create a bonfire. I cast create bonfire, and as it subsides, I start to like put them on sticks and and create little rotisseries on the fire, and then I'm gonna cast purify food and drink.
Ah, okay. Okay.
This is an old trick to survive
I was going to have you all make another Constitution saving throw, but with that, I think getting a meal and a purified meal is enough that they can stave off the effects of the haze, and that you're able to feed everybody. It keeps everyone tough enough to stick in it.
Survival.
They keep their exhaustion though. Right?
Yeah.
Never thought that tumor rats would taste so good, but here we are.
Yeah, it's quite clear, and the tumors actually add a lot more meat value. That's what's kind of nice about this. You get a lot more bang for your buck.
I'll take this into consideration for future endeavors into Drakkenheim. Tumor rats are best rats.
Only with Nathaniel around, though. Thank you for your light, Nathaniel. Thank you.
It is the light that allows us to consume these creatures, for they are one with us now, and they too will find the light, and it will shine through them as it shines through us.
Because the light's in my stomach, and they are in my stomach.
Hey, Mara, see, that's great. Everybody, listen to Mara. Mara's got it. She's. I really appreciate it. I know Mara goes a little off book sometimes, but I think she's really getting the hang of it.
The light is in your stomach, people. Thank you.
Step up from before us. Step up from before. Yes, Mara. She's feeling it. She's feeling the words and the light.
I mean, feeling my best self, you know.
Okay. Okay. With that, you set out again, back through the city. And it is not long now before you can spot the edge of the crater. It is getting close. It is getting very close. I'm just going to grab all your tokens here, so I got everybody. Oh, Florian is very dead, so we don't need him anymore.
It's okay, I got him on my back. Her?
Florian's
them?
Guy, I think.
Cool. I have them on my back. They are one with the ashes, and therefore one with the light.
Okay. And I'll bring you all over here, and let's flip it around.
Oh, boy.
This is the crater's edge. You see before you the ruins here end rather abruptly. The haze is thick, and it glows. As you get closer, you can actually start to see now, in the afternoon light, in the fading afternoon light, the glowing crystals of delirium that dot upon the walls and grow up along the edges of the buildings. Here and there, the buildings are shattered, but here at the edge, the skeletons of the buildings are like they're still there, because even though on the ground level, the buildings are shattered and you can see very clearly where they exploded, all the parts of the buildings, very few of them are actually tumbled down on the ground. Many of them are still floating in the air, almost still holding for a moment, bringing in their orbits the shape that they once had. In some moments, the building even pulls back in and almost looks complete again. And as you watch each of the buildings, you can see that some of them are actually playing out the final loop, the moment of their destruction. Stretched over agonizing seconds, the pieces of masonry of the buildings stretch back from being completed buildings and then burst outwards again and slowly expand out, filling into the air. This slow dance replaying over and over again the moment of their destruction.
I had dreams about this place.
Wisping around in the air, you can hear whispers of just words. You listen closely. You hear someone's voice ring out. Oh, busy day at the market. Yes, yes, yes. Well, I heard something about there being some scandal with the prince. Oh, yes, yes. What's that boy doing in the square? That's that crow boy from... Veo, come along, it will be fine. Screams echo out through the environment. You hear others speaking, market day is coming up. Very good. Oh, excellent metals. Going off down to the foundries. Well, once again, these voices echoing all through the air, just heard for the briefest moment in the wind before fading away again.
Fear not. This is to test you and your ability to decipher the voices of Drakkenheim to those of the great falling rock that we worship. I urge you, pilgrims, listen deep and filter the noise. This is yet another trial you must face, for we look for the delirium that matches your soul.
I do not fear.
There's a carpenter's shop. It looks like a toy maker, a hobby horse, rocks back and forth, back and forth. It's perfectly preserved. The paint like the day it was made. Elsewhere, bits of debris. And here and there, as you walk down the street, you can see outlines of people, but no sign of them.
Strange what this magical charcoal lets us see, a glimpse into the past of that faithful day where the flame came down from the sky and blessed us all.
I remember seeing the flame fall from the sky, and I remember having so many vivid dreams of these people in this place. I do not fear them, for my dreams have led me here, and there must be a reason.
You walk the same path as the first paladin walked when he seeked a falling star. She seeked a falling star.
Oh, maybe that is my calling, but I am no paladin, but the light, I feel it in me, guiding me on that same path.
It is here that the streets end abruptly. A gaping, yawning maw. A precipice, a cliff, deep down into the earth. Tumbling down like like a divine hand had scooped into the earth and ripped it up and thrown it to the winds. The haze lingers off of the whole like a put-out torch, the smoke over a put-out torch. Here and there are great divots, entryways which past pilgrims have used to walk down along the cliff's edge. Nathaniel, you know that along here is a fertile area of shards of delirium. But to go too far deep into the crater, it continues to get deeper. How deep it goes, even you don't know. Deep into the darkness and the haze, it continues. But along the edge here, there are great pieces of delirium. Much could be found. All
right, everyone, gather around. We're going to be really looking for our piece of delirium that matches our soul. Now, I remind you that you've been really looking deep. You've been looking down. You've been looking into your heart. You want to know what your soul looks like. Now, no one go too deep in. I want no one going too. We don't go too deep in. You're gonna get violently ill. You're probably gonna die. It's not gonna. Mara, you have a question.
Should we use some sort of soul buddy system, perhaps?
Mara actually has a great point. We've used this in the past. If everyone could buddy up and try to find soul shards together, I think it's important. And also, with the buddy system, it is important that you know who your soul buddy is. So, can I get George and Ranja together? Sylvie, you can go with Mara, Katya, Bernard, and remember, don't go too deep. We just want surface level shards, okay? And remember, if it's too big, it's probably going to punch a hole through your heart. And if it comes up the other side, it's no good. We're not looking for size here. We're looking for one that matches your soul.
All right, Sylvie.
Yeah.
How far into the crater do you want to go?
I mean, I know we said not to go too far, but I think my soul is a really unique one. And I think that having a piece of the charcoal that is from a unique place that others haven't got it, I think I can hear it calling to me.
I hear the same calling. I mean, I've traveled years to come to Drakkenheim.
To be honest, I think our souls are more than just surface level charcoal.
I agree.
Yeah.
So this is the area of the ruins, but this area along here is where the this is a divot of compressed earth that kind of forms a ramp leading down. So this is this cliff edge here is the hard edge of it, and it descends down and drops. It's always dropping. It drops sharply at first, but then it becomes gradual, but it always continues dropping and dropping.
I feel drawn to this one.
Yes. I was going to say, we'll go a bit further, but not too far because we don't want to die. We don't want this to be in vain. But we need to find. What
about these?
Teresa, I need you to come back. That's not delirium. George, that one's too big. You want something that you can break off. You want to be able to carry it back. We're really looking for something that's mobile here.
Mara, come this way. This way.
I feel something pulling me further in here. I see two perfect stones ahead of us. Do you see them?
I see them. They are huge, though. Remember, they're not supposed to be too big.
I'm sure there are little pieces around there that I feel drawn.
Mara, Sylvie, not too far now. You don't want to go too deep.
I'm following my soul.
I think I saw your soul one up here on the edge with Edda.
I cannot argue with the light. The light is guiding me to these stones. I'm sorry. This is too important.
Ours wouldn't be by Edda's. Edda's too weak. Ours is much stronger.
Several of the others in the group mingle about, looking around in the pools of newly collected water forming around this, glowing with octarine light as these shards here at the crater's edge resonate out. They almost hum the soft light. You can hear it's like they're singing the music of creation. There's something in the distance, though. There's someone. No, it's just a trick of the sight. It looked like there was a person walking on the other direction, but no, it's too far.
Which direction?
No one can walk.
Is anything strange happening with Sylvie and Mara being so far in, or are we experiencing the same things as other people?
You're experiencing the same things. Others are finding the shards. Others are not. People are spreading out all along the area here looking for the shard of delirium that resembles the shape of their soul. I must ask you, what is the shape of a soul?
Can we describe the rock that we find?
Yeah.
So I come to the bank of this purple pool, and sitting just on the edge of it, just slightly out of the pool itself, is a stone about this big that seems to be shaped almost like it could be a delirium dagger. It almost looks like a spearhead or a dagger. And when I see it, I get this feeling of courage and strength. Like it is the best defense is a good offense. It's the way that I basically live my life. And this shard speaks to that. It looks like a weapon that I could use to protect myself and others. And that is what my soul tells me that I am here to do.
And Sylvie, what do you see?
I see, when I'm looking for mine, I see this piece that it's a bit longer, so enough to jab into my chest. But the end of it looks like an explosion of light. Like you see delirium and it's mostly crystal. This one looks almost like a sea urchin on the end with its spikes. And I think about the flame and how it comes out of me in all ways, in all explosions, in all facets. And it reminds me of the explosion of my faith the first day that I found the sacred flame. And I'm drawn to it.
Now, Joe, Nathaniel sees the other group. 11 of them have survived. So, Joe, what I would like you to do is pick up 11 d6s, and I want you to roll them and tell me how many ones you get.
I am really excited. Hey, only one.
Okay.
That's not bad. I wish I rolled this for my fireball.
All right.
Unless that means that only
And now
one survived.
roll me a d10.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, Mina. You see Mina picking up a shard over here. And she reaches out towards it. She goes to pick it up. And as the others go to pick up their shards, they pick them out and they can hold them. They realize that they're burning them. But Mina touches a shard and she screams out. She tries to recoil from it, but it's stuck into the ground and she's stuck against it.
Mina, what happened? Come on, is it a rat? What happened?
She says, I'm stuck. It burns. It hurts. Ah!
Yeah, let me see if I can. I'm going to try to pull Mina off of the...
You come up to her and you see the shard is fusing into her flesh. The shard is not the shape of her soul.
Oh boy.
Have I grabbed my rock, like my delirium chunk? Like, do I hear this happening?
You do not. I'm going to work on the scene with Joe for a sec.
Cool.
Yeah. What does Nathaniel do?
Hey everyone, can I get some eyes over here? Okay, so what Mina did was she found a piece of delirium that is not the shape of her soul. This is why it was so important. Mina, how do you feel right now? What does it feel like? This is why it's really important that we're listening to the voice in our hearts and in our soul. We're not just picking up the first rock we see. Yannick, Krista, you see this?
Veins of purple energy reach up her arm and course through her veins and her flesh, and she screams out as the end of her arm begins to turn blackened and green, and it continues up the rest of her body, breaking out into tumors and rots.
Oh, Mina, this is not good. Mina, I have a feeling that this might be the end of your journey. How's everyone else doing? How's everyone else doing? How's your collection going?
Do we know this is happening?
You can hear her screaming. Yeah.
She might need to be purified with the flame.
Chop her arm off.
Mina, I hope this will help you, and I'm going to place my hand at the furthermost part of the tumor, and I'm gonna put my 2 hands on, and I want to twist as I cast Sacred Flame to try to basically rip off the part that's touching the.
Okay. Give me a spellcasting ability check.
17.
Your Sacred Flame vaporizes her arm almost at the shoulder, and she pulls away. And while there's motes of corruption in the rest of her arm, it quickly stops. And she cries.
Good thinking, Sylvie.
Flames
Nice.
always are the way. The way.
That's a good call. How's everyone else doing? Mina, I'm gonna need you to use your good arm to go find a new piece that's really want to match your soul. I need you to rethink what your soul shape is.
Does she need a hand?
Good one, Mara. Good one.
Oh, why? What happened?
She lost her hand.
Oh my God, she lost her hand?
Yes.
That's horrible.
It was
How do
ripped off by the Sacred Flame.
I just asked her if she needed a hand. Why didn't anybody say anything?
Oh, Mara.
I mean, I'm
Okay,
over here in the
okay.
midst.
Listen, you're focusing on your
Sorry.
own soul stone right now.
Everyone, just
fine.
keep gathering. We have a big journey ahead of us. We still got to get to the chapel, the ruins. So I need everyone to come on, gather up, make sure you got your shard.
There's something still in the distance, Mara.
Like deeper in the crater?
It's walking towards you all. There's someone in the mist.
Nathaniel, there's somebody walking out of the crater.
Is it one of us?
No, I didn't see anybody go further than us.
Does everyone have their buddy? Everyone check in with your buddy.
Yeah,
We're
we're
here.
here. Everybody's here.
Maybe someone who's been left behind before?
Who goes there? Should I have yelled that? I don't know. I just yelled. Nathaniel, I just yelled.
Flame be with you?
You guys are pretty deep. You can come back.
But I have to grab my shard.
It's dragging something behind it. Maybe a corpse or a body. It's coming closer, but it's not getting small. It's getting larger, faster. As it comes forward through the mists, you see it's not this. It's a man. It's the shape of a man, but it's hulking. It must be 25 feet tall. And it's dragging behind it a timber of a building. As it does so, it limps forward, lurching, with purple-black skin and glowing eyes coming forward. Mine! It calls out, mine! And coughs as it does so.
Mara, I'm confused and a little bit frightened. I feel like the light dims around that being.
Stay near me and no bad things will happen to you, I promise. Am I able to, is it too late to take a potion?
You can drink a potion now if you'd like to.
I'm going to drink my potion of Hill Giant Strength.
Okay. And Sylvie, would you like to do anything?
What are you
I
doing? Who's that with you?
ready myself just in case it comes near and it's aggressive.
The creature lurches forward. It is about 25 feet tall, in the shape of a horrendously misshapen man, covered in tumors. Its stomach has burst open and entrails are trailing down behind it. And it is carrying a stump of a tree that is made of flesh. In one of its eyes is a shard of delirium in its place, causing its head to be misshapen and tumorous with hairs growing off like spines down one side. It limps forward. It cries out. Roll for initiative.
18.
It's very frightening.
19.
Very frightening. Agreed.
I also got 19.
Would you like to go first, Nathaniel?
Sorry, we got an 18, a 19, and a 19?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nathaniel, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Cool. You're the tour guide. I figure you should guide us.
You guys are way out there.
So sorry, who wanted to go first?
Joe will go first. I will go second.
Nathaniel will.
Daniel.
It also gives you a chance to catch up because apparently we're deep. We're deep in there.
Ba-da-da-da.
All right. Nathaniel, you are first to act. You see hurtling forward from the mist a massive, misshapen giant.
Ugh. I'm going to move up 30 feet over by Dominique. And how far away is this thing?
It's pretty far.
It looks very far away.
Yeah, from you, it's easily like, yeah.
90 feet.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna let out I'm gonna hold my quarterstaff up and just kind of point it at this giant hulking creature, and I'm gonna let out a scorching ray.
Okay.
I get a 17, a 14, and a crit.
All of them hit.
Woo!
Flames be with you.
Flames be with you. There it is. 37 damage in total with the crit.
Nice.
So I let out a series of just a rapid fire, just
Bolts of flame streak across the crater, right to the edge of your vision, and pierce the brutish creature as it meanders forward. Mara,
and that's my turn.
what are you gonna do?
I charge forward, letting out a scream, and as I do, again, you see this divine rage fill me, and you see Mara kind of black out again as she swings towards the beast. So I stop 10 feet away from it, and I am going to attack it with my glaive. And I'm going to recklessly attack it. Uh, 25 to hit.
Yeah, yep.
And I'm going to do all the damage. (14 plus 23)
37.
Yeah, 37 damage on my first attack. So I charge and I yell, "The light will protect me!" And you see again my glaive shines like a piece of delirium as I bring it through the air and down into the collar of the beast. And then I pull the glaive out and drive it right into its gut, getting another 25 to hit.
Whoa.
Doing. This will be 21 damage.
Nice.
And then I raged. So after that, I fall back to stand, and I stand with my glaive out, protecting Sylvie.
You do leave its reach in the process, so it will make an opportunity attack.
It has
Yep.
10-foot reach?
Yep.
Well, damn.
It slams you with its great club, getting a critical hit.
Oh!
Oh, and I do my warding flare.
Okay, that turns the critical hit. Oh yeah, but sorry, you attacked recklessly, right?
Yeah.
So the warding flare cancels out the advantage, and I'd rolled it with without advantage and disadvantage anyways. So the crit stands.
Cool.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because it's a neutral roll, right? Because I already had advantage. And
Here I thought my reach was going to save me. So I think that I'm out of its reach, and I go to fall back, and it clubs me.
So you are going to take 50 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm going to half that. Ouch.
Whoa. Big swings.
Yeah.
Sylvie, it is your turn.
From my wild magic surge, you said it was the +5 healing.
Yeah.
And it was disadvantage on what was it? Spell?
The next spell you cast, the target has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Okay. I look at it and I say, "You are not of this world, and you are banished to darkness." And I cast banishment on it, and it has disadvantage on a charisma saving throw.
It gets an 11.
Yeah, 16. So just banished for a minute, and I say, "We should probably grab our delirium and get out of here."
Okay.
I'm still fuming mad. And it's just gone.
Sorry,
What do I
Mara.
do?
Sorry. It was hurting you so badly. I couldn't stand it.
Where is it?
Each of you can roll me a d6.
I got a 5.
6.
I got a 1.
Okay. One of the people in the mist, one of the pilgrims, shuts out, "There's not just one. There's more of them. 2, 3. Nathaniel, what should we do?" You can see.
Yeah, we really want to just collect the delirium
in the distance. More are approaching.
Sylvie, I think we should fall back.
I think we need to grab our delirium and go. My soul, I need it.
I pluck out my shard of delirium.
You reach to grab it. It's stuck fast in the earth. Make a strength check.
And aren't you so strong right now?
Yeah, I still have my hill giant strength. I think I'm still raging, right? Does rage do anything?
Yep. It gives you advantage on strength checks.
Yeah. $22.
Okay. So that would have been your turn, and Nathaniel was actually next because we had the pilgrims.
Okay. I thought we were out of combat.
Yeah,
no, that makes sense.
We're not. So Nathaniel, what do you want to do on your turn?
I'm gonna start rounding up everybody. So it's like, all right, everyone's got their delirium. Mina, just grab what you can take. Use your good arm. We're gonna just get out of here. We're Mara, Sylvie, really need you to group up. We got to get out of here.
We're coming. We need to grab our soul stones.
I hope you found the one that looks like your soul.
I did.
All right. So
really important right now.
So Mara,
yeah.
Did you make your strength check?
Do you want me to make it again, or
what did you get? No,
I got a 22.
You pull yours from the earth. Sylvie, it is your turn.
Is it it's not an ability? Is it an
strength ability check?
Ooh, okay, I got disadvantage because I am 8.
You pull, the shard sings to you, but it does not come out from the cropping.
Sylvie, we gotta get a move on. Get a move.
As you do so, there are other shards of delirium beside it. Make a dexterity saving throw to make sure that you don't brush any others.
5.
One of the other shards brushes against your hand, and you take 15 points of necrotic damage. And I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw. 1 to keep concentrating, and 1 to resist the effects of the haze.
Okay. To keep concentrating, I have advantage on it.
Okay.
Because I have Warcaster. That didn't really help. 9 to keep concentrating on that spell.
Guess who's back?
What?
Back again.
Momentary lapse.
We've got a friend.
Oh. And then I guess the other, just regular, 12?
You gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Use your thing. Use your blessing. You have 3 of the, or like the sacrament.
Yeah, you can use the sacrament if you want to succeed instead.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Gonna use that sacrament. I remember back to taking that absinthe. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Returning from its banishment, the creature snarls in fury as another steps forth from the mists.
Mara.
This first one races towards the two of you, and it swings its club in a wide arc.
I use my reaction as it hits my range to attack.
But I have advantage against you still to attack you, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, my sentinel kicks in.
I get a 22 to hit you.
I get a 28 to hit you.
Okay, we both hit each other.
At the same time?
Yeah, you take 22 points of damage.
You take... I guess I don't get to add all the bonuses because it's still... Yeah. So this is just going to be 22 damage.
Okay. It then swings its weapon towards Sylvie, getting an 18 to hit.
I use warding flare.
I get a 10 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. The other creature lingers forward, and as it does so, a beam of eldritch light shines out from its eye, and it strikes towards you, Nathaniel. Nathaniel, I need you to give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh. It's my bread and butter, baby. It's just exactly what I say right before I fail it horribly. Oh my god. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna use my favored of the gods. Favored by the gods. To add 2d4 to a failed, which I can only assume is a failed saving throw.
What did you get?
I got an 11.
Okay.
I'm adding 4 to it to make it a 15.
Okay, that is a successful save, but you still take half damage. Which is not going to be too bad. That's going to be half of 25 psychic damage, so 12 psychic damage. Another beam races forth from its eye, and roll me and who is right beside you?
So I've got Yannick, Mina, Patriza, Krista.
Yeah, it's going to go for Yannick. Roll me a d20 for Yannick.
Come on, Yannick. You got this, buddy. 13.
Yannick collapses as the beam strikes into him, and he takes a total of 30 points of necrotic damage, and all of a sudden he just collapses into this mound of screaming tumors.
Oh. Yannick, I really need you to hold on to your soul stone there. It's probably going to be your only chance for salvation.
Yannick is no longer Yannick. He's a screaming blob of mouths and eyes.
No!
Hey everyone, I want you to look at Yannick and just remember that you do not want to get hit by the beam. You're just going to become eyes. You are not going to be able to complete the pilgrimage.
And as the other pilgrims cry out, Yannick turns towards Mina. That's Mina right over here. Yeah, he starts biting Mina.
She just lost an arm.
He misses. He misses her. Yeah. And Yannick's mouths begin babbling and blurting out obscenities. And the entire group of the pilgrims begin to that are nearby. They start screaming out, and several of them begin running randomly. So let's see here. Who do we have in the immediate vicinity? Bernhardt and Katja, they run. Bernhardt runs this way. Katja runs this way. Patriza runs this way. Krista runs this way. Dominic holds fast. Mina holds fast. Ronya runs this way. Olaf holds fast. Etta, she can't run very fast. George, he holds fast. But they're terrified of the monstrosity that Yannick has become.
Oh,
You really got to dodge those beams, everybody. Everyone, come back. The light will protect you, but not that light that comes out of his forehead. The other light, the light that got us
Nathaniel,
here.
it is your turn.
I turn to the screaming, babbling. I go, heathen, you are an abomination, and you will be cast out by the sacred flame and back into the urn where you will transport to complete your pilgrimage. And I cast a sacred flame on him. DC 16.
It gets 2.
It takes 10 radiant damage.
Okay. As it does so, you hear the whispers coming out of Yannick's mouth, repeating back blasphemous platitudes towards you. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
How dare you speak to me that way, Yannick? I get a 10.
You are fine. As Yannick's sticky mass is spreading out over the grounds, causing them to become difficult ground, give me a strength saving throw.
Oh, man. 17.
Okay, you are not stuck in the difficult ground.
Ugh, it's sticky, but my boots of warding, they're rubber boots.
Anything else, Nathaniel?
I've conquered things much tougher than Yannick's babbling mouths. No, that's me. That's it.
Okay. Alrighty. So, you're down. So this is what we're seeing down here with the whole group here, and flipping up back over to Mara and Sylvie. Mara, what are you gonna do?
So I guess since I didn't attack last turn, I have lost rage, right?
I think pulling your rock out is enough to sustain your rage.
If you got hit as well.
Yeah, and you also got hit too.
You got hit.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, awesome. So I pull the rock out, get clubbed, turn around, and I just go into a wild frenzy against this thing. And I'm going to continue to attack recklessly. I'm raging. 25 to hit. That'll do it. Doing 11. So 34 damage against it.
It had 34 hit points remaining.
So I turn and I drive my glaive. I cleave it halfway through its midsection. And as I pull my glaive out, it kind of slowly slumps over into two pieces.
Nicely done.
Well,
And I leap over its falling body and scream out, "The light casts you back!" And I bring my glaive down into this next beast, getting a 26 to hit for 29 damage.
Yes.
And because I killed that last one, I take one final swing as I try to sweep its legs, critting.
Mara.
So that's going to be, let's see, crit is going to be 37 damage.
Amazing. It howls out.
It's bloody.
Sylvie. Yes, it's bloody. Your turn.
You know what? I am going to I'm just gonna fireball it. Why not? Why not? All right.
I get an 11 on my dexterity saving throw.
Oh, sorry. Had to beat a 16. 20, 30, 33 damage. Flame
Anything
be
else?
with you.
Anything else, Sylvie?
Nope. That's. Wait, let me just check. Actually, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Mara.
You
oh wait,
cannot,
I can't. I didn't. It's not a cantrip. Never mind. Nothing then.
Okay.
Thanks for trying.
I tried. Maybe next
Giants. Well, this is going to be fun.
Yep. No, Mara!
Get your stone!
Stepping out of the mist come 3 more of these hulking figures. 2 women and a man, or what could be considered perhaps once that. It's almost impossible to say what they were. So covered are they in rippling muscle, exposed bits of bone, and sloughing off faces. One of them, as it walks forward, their chest and their pectoral muscles are all screaming faces.
Sylvie, get your stone. Get your stone so we
Help
can
her. Help her, Mara.
Help me!
I can't touch her stone.
You
Only
can
she
grab
can touch her
my
stone.
arms! You can grab my arms!
And as they come forward, they send beams of sickly eldritch light from their eyes, and all 3 of you can each make a charisma saving throw, please.
Ooh, charisma. Oh no.
Ooh, 16.
Okay, you succeed.
4.
You fail.
I'm going to use my, I forget what the ability's called, something about being a barbarian. Fanatical Focus. I'm going to use Fanatical Focus. Ooh, there we go. Okay, I get an 18.
Okay, it's 27 psychic damage if you fail. And those of you that got, Jill, that's a fail for Sylvie. And the other 2 of you take 13. And several other beams fire out towards the others. I think it's going to be George, Bernhard, and Olaf. Let's see if they succeed their saves.
Come on, George.
Remarkably, George and Bernhard do. Olaf is struck, and he collapses into a gibbering pile of flesh and mouths.
He had gotten his stone too. No!
Olaf, you were so close.
We're losing him.
And
Sylvie, we need to leave?
Yeah, a mass of teeth. Olaf's gibbering form bites into Etta, and starts devouring Edda. She's
Edda,
wounded
stay
and bitten,
strong.
but she's still surviving. The other
Ow!
and
Rally.
what was once another pilgrim bites into you, Nathaniel, but misses.
Yannick,
To the top,
stop biting me.
Nathaniel, it is your turn.
I want to try to rally the pilgrims. The light, it shines. We will not be phased. This is yet another test by the. Please strike down the infidels, the bad people. Other synonyms.
The awful synonyms of the world.
The non-believers. And I'm gonna cast another sacred flame on the one right beside me.
Where are the big guns, Joe?
Okay. You know what? I'll do a scorching ray at 3rd level.
Okay.
Here we go. So I'm gonna try to hit the one attacking Edda.
Okay. Now, because you are beside one, you will have disadvantage on your attack rolls unless you want to provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take a hit.
I get a 16 to hit.
Oh, that hits me.
It'll be 10 piercing damage.
Oh, he bites
into
thigh.
your boots. Yeah.
My boots. Oh. And I'm going to start taking shots. So I want to take one shot at the one beside Edda, getting an 18.
A hit.
For 6 damage.
Okay.
Same one for a 25 to hit for another 6 damage.
Okay.
The one that was attacking me, 16 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
For 8 damage. And the one that was attacking me again, 19 to hit for 7 damage.
Okay.
Man. Rally, my good friends. Trust the light. Let it guide you. Use your newfound strength. You can carry delirium. Now you must fight off the non-believers. Those who could not.
Mara, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
All right, so I'm gonna take an attack of opportunity here, but I'm gonna run over, and I want to link arms with Sylvie, and I'm gonna try to help her pull out the shard of delirium that she needs.
All right, as you step away, it batters you for a 22 to hit for 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm gonna take 10.
And you want to help Sylvie?
11. Yes.
Okay. I will say that with that, with your prodigious strength, the two of you working together, we will roll. So, Mara, you make your strength check.
All right.
And Sylvie, you make yours.
And I have disadvantage because I'm exhausted, right?
Yes, but we will see if Mara is able to help you instead.
I got a 27.
Okay. So Mara, you can roll you can make a regular roll using Mara's strength instead of yours.
Oh, okay. What's your strength, Mara?
I was rolling with athletics. Is that okay, or
Yeah.
is it just
Yep.
okay? So
What's your bonus?
For athletics is +8.
Okay.
I rolled a 2.
You get a 10.
Yeah.
The stone dislodges slightly, but it is not pulled free.
I'm gonna die here.
You will only die for the light.
Flame be with us, please!
Okay.
Please! As I'm shouting, trying to get this thing out.
This giant wanders forward. This wanders forward.
I get to use a reaction attack on one of those two guys. I'll attack the one that approached first, the one that I had already hurt. I got a 22.
Okay.
24 damage.
Alrighty. So, Mara, against you, I get 2 hits for 17 and 20. And against Sylvie, I get 2 for 14 and 18.
On the 18, I'm going to use my last warding flare.
Turns it into a 14.
Yes, doesn't
So
it?
they both miss?
Yeah, I have 17 AC.
Mara, what about you?
Sorry, it's they both hit. They
Okay.
both hit.
It's going to be 20 damage.
Can I half that? I can half that, right?
Yeah. All right. We are actually coming up at time. I think we might need a little bit more time to resolve this. So we might have our first true cliffhanger.
Ooh.
We are at the what I will do here. The other 2 giants fire their beams forward towards Ranya, George, Bernhardt, and Patriza. And George and Ranja are both collapse into a gibbering pile.
No.
And Bernhardt and Patriza are wounded, but stumble forward, running and running. Edda, she runs, avoiding the opportunity attack. Dominic and Mina begin running. Mina evades the opportunity attack. All the pilgrims begin running at breakneck speed as far away as they can from the assembled giants, as we come to the end of the round and the end of this evening. Cliffhanger.
Wow.
One of the great things about Roll20 is that you can have all the data stored for next time. So I have all the trackers, all of our numbers, everything. So we can actually wrap up right there on a cliffhanger. Will the followers of the falling fire escape the crater with their lives, or will they be dragged into the mists, never to be seen again?
Find out next time.
week.
Apparently, I have a fire alarm going off. Apparently, don't worry about that. But if you do hear something, that's what that sound is.
We can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the panic button that we should have hit a long time ago.
I did. I pushed the panic button.
Yeah. So as always, a massive thank you to Jill, Joe, and Kelly for playing their amazing characters. These guys are absolute champions. They draw art for their characters, and they've been having to do like new character art every 2 weeks with all this going on. It's been super awesome to make.
Did you show the art?
Yes, we did. Yeah,
okay.
we got it all in there. It's in the tokens too. So great stuff. Thank you all for playing tonight.
And a huge thank you to our dungeon master, Monty Martin, for throwing together this amazing game, learning to use Roll20. And thank you so much.
Awesome. As always, Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for players and guides for dungeon masters. Be sure to tune in this Thursday when we post our latest video, which I believe is on 5 awful character backstory cliches. So we're going to go through some of the most common cliches we see in character backstories and how to punch them up and actually make it something that not a little bit more interesting than I am an orphan with dead parents.
I was going to say, is dead parents at least one of them?
It's the first one.
So that's all coming up this week on the show.
Thanks. All right, don't forget to take a look at our links below for our Teespring store, where you can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dude shirts, including some classics like Yes, Yes, Yes and Troll Killer, but of course some new ones for Shadows of Drakkenheim. You can check out the links below or hit up bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
And we also got this amazing initiative tracker, which is on Kickstarter from Brothers Forged. So if you check them out, they're now on Kickstarter. It's super gorgeous, super magnetic, super useful. Little on the expensive side, but I really like mine. So if you're wondering where you can get this cool tracker for your own table, it's now live on Kickstarter. They're doing pretty good, so check them out as well if you're interested in checking that out.
Very cool.
If you're enjoying the stream and you want to help support our work, make sure to check us out on Patreon. You can find out how by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. Don't forget to check out our phenomenal Discord community that is exclusive for our patrons, where you can discuss role-playing games, the latest episode of our show, or just talk to us about all things D&D, Drakkenheim, and whatever else you'd like.
So be sure to tune in next week to find out if our characters escape this giant group of giants. We will see you next time for more Untold Tales of Drakkenheim. Have a great night.